Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back doing Swiss Oath of the Gatewatch Battle for Zendikar, this time normal style, not a rare draft. Be sure and check out this week's episode of Whose Card Is It Anyway? I'll have the link for that in the video description. Check it out, vote for your favorite card, participate, suggest. Taking World Breaker, 6 tickets. 6 tickets this card. And it just happens to be the best card in the pack anyway, so yes. Yes, we shall. Following up with, well, Hedron Crawler lets us get to World Breaker. Maybe just want the embodiment. It's also a Soothsayer in here. Probably take the embodiment. I like this card. Good 5-drop. Crawler's good too, though. I'll take the embodiment. Okay. Now I think we're just going to go with Stalking Drone. Good 2-drop. I've been pretty happy with this in the format. And it's probably the strongest card here. Grip of the Royal is really good too. But we're going to take the Stalking Drone. All right, now probably Saddleback Lagak. Another Stalking Drone in here, which would be nice, but I like Saddleback. Gonna need some colorless sources if we want this drone and well, you don't really need it for World Breaker, but it helps. But still, for Stalking Drone, you definitely want to make sure you get some colorless mana. But let us take Saddleback. What are we gonna be, mono green beats here? Now we're taking a second Saddleback. I don't really like Oath of Nissa all that much. Playable, just not very good. Whereas Saddleback, very good. Ooh, we get a nice pickup here in Hedron Crawler. Ramp is good, especially when you have need for colorless mana and you have a top end that you want to get to quicker. Hedron Crawler is just a very nice addition to this deck. Definitely. Seer's Lantern's not bad either. I might want the Spider, though. Probably prefer the Spider. Spider seems better with the double Saddlebacks. 3-4 reach. I like that. Fills out our curve a little bit better. I tend to never play Spider either, so I kind of want it here. It's also a sweep away. Green blue, not my favorite. Let's take the Spider. If we're getting good green picks, I'll just take them. Okay, I think we're going to take the Waste now. Loam Larva's fine. I actually like Loam Larva more than most people, I think, but I'm not entirely convinced I want it here. Whereas just picking up a Waste now seems pretty good. Well, get one any... What? Allied Reinforcements? Alright, we'll take in that. This card's really strong, by the way. Super surprised to see it that late. And then just an Aeronaut. Alright. Well, green-white support. Looks like it's happening. Searing Light, probably more playable than Uprising. Also a Grip of the Royal in here, but we'll take the light. We don't have any removal yet, so it seems like a good pickup. Aeronaut's very good in a support-heavy deck. Raptor too? Sure. All the support. Green-white support. I don't play it very often, but... And we get... Jeez. Guess we'll take the shoulder to shoulder now. Fill out the curve a little bit better. Well, getting cards on color as much as we are is a good sign. 14 playable cards out of your first pack. That's a good place to be. Alright, what do we got here? Dimensional Infiltrator. I'm not going to pick that. I think we're probably just going to take the Auxiliary. I mean, there's a chance we wheel it and we could just take the Summoner, but Auxiliary is just very strong. And at this point, with how late we saw Reinforcements and Aeronaut and Raptor and Shoulder to Shoulder, we're just going to Take it. I don't think it's going to wheel. It could, actually, but I'd rather just have it much more than I want the summoner. And I think we might even be able to wheel, considering how late these white picks went, wheel the Aeronaut or the summoner, and I'm going to be in good shape anyway. Auxiliary's just very good, regardless. Jorian, that's a fun card to play. There's Oblivion Strike, which I might be able to splash. Currently have how many allies for the Spawnbinder Mage? I probably just want the Spawnbinder, I guess. I've got Aeronaut, Auxiliary, Reinforcements, though. That's it. It's not much. If I pick up a Loam Larva, I guess I could splash Oblivion Strike. Spawnbinder's not going to be good if we don't end up with a bunch of allies. I'm just going to take the Oblivion Strike. Maybe we can splash it. We'll find out. All right, Aeronaut versus third Saddleback Lagak. You typically want to go pretty deep on Saddlebacks. They get really good in multiples. I'm going to take the Saddleback, just speculatively that I will be able to pick up more cheap stuff like Gondu War Cleric, for example, which is just good. Another Reinforcements. We're going to take the Isolation Zone, though. Get that white removal. There's a Loam Larva in here, though, for the splash, but taking the zone. Loam Larva is looking just way better now. With shoulder to shoulder, triple Saddleback, and Raptor, we have got enough ways to support at this point. Probably Uprising is not going to happen, most likely. Looking less and less like we want to splash the Oblivion Strike, although I guess if I get a Loam Larva, I'll still consider it. Pulse of Marasa, Sky Climber. I like Sky Climber more than Scythe Master. I like Pulse too, but I'm going to take the Sky Climber. We want to fill up our 2 and 3 slot as much as possible, as well as get some allies for this War Cleric. Tranquil Expanse versus second Reinforcements. Reinforcements is good, especially when you're running just a deck full of support. There's also a lead by example. Tranquil Expanse fixes our mana, though, which is actually really nice, since it's just 100% clear we're going to have enough playables. But Reinforcements is very good. I think I'm just going to take it, and I think we're off the splash plan at this point. Reinforcements is a strong card. With all of this support, I can't possibly pass a Reinforcements there. All right, Aeronaut, just getting hooked up here. Good cards. Aeronaut for days. Yeah, this deck is real good. Definitely taking Spawnbinder now. We're very removal light, and we have a boatload of allies after that. I mean, this pack just hooked us up with so many allies. How many do we have now? I counted like, what was it, 3 last time we checked, and now it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 8 now, so we more than doubled the amount we have. A lot of 4-drops. A lot of 4-drops, folks, but that's okay. It just makes this Hedron Crawler that much better. Gotta be honest, I'm still kind of feeling like it's a 17 land deck. Just feels kind of like... I really don't like running green-white decks with 18 lands because you get so punished for it. Geez, just no one likes Aeronaut. Okay. Yeah, I'll play infinite Aeronauts. Take the Settlement. Right now it's better than Wastes in our deck for sure. Maybe I'll just play both. Certainly have enough creatures. Oh, just all the allied reinforcements and the... Sure. Just give me a deck. Let's cut the Searing Light. So we have a deck and we haven't even opened our Battle for Zendikar pack yet. That's a real good place to be. What do we got? Brood Monitor. Yeah, I'll take it. Pretty strong card. We don't have any... This deck looks like it could be an Inspired Charge deck, but And then again, do I really need another 4-drop? Probably not, but probably just Brood Monitor here. Which, by the way, I do like more than Birthing Hulk. I think Brood Monitor is a better card. I'd rather pay 1 less mana, get another body, and I don't know, not have to worry about it. People say undervalue Birthing Hulk, which is probably true. I just think there's a lot of cards in the format that deal with it, so I don't think it's that good. If I'm paying 7 mana for something, I want it to have pretty high impact like World Breaker does. The fact that it's returnable as well. All right, Monitor. Veladar Sovereign, Crusher. This deck's got everything. We're going to take the Sovereign because this card is sweet. We don't have any other life gain in here? No, we got the War Cleric. All right. You got it. Maybe we are 18 lands. Changed my mind. Retreat to Emeria. As much as I loathe to take more 4-drops, Retreat's so good. I don't even know what to cut from this deck anymore. What do you cut when you have everything? I honestly am at a loss at what to cut from this deck. Now I think we are 18 lands. Maybe I cut the Scythe Master. I really don't want to cut any of my 4-drops, but I don't know how I keep any of them now. I mean, Allied Reinforcements, their Saddleback are so strong. Maybe I cut the Raptor. Did you Warcaller? Oh my god. This deck is real good. Oh my god. No idea what to cut from this deck. Allied Reinforcements with Warcaller is like GG's. It's just game over. All my guys get plus with just infinite creature deck. I have no idea what to cut from this deck. Stalwart's another ally, so is Cutthroat. Griffin flies, but it's 4-drop. Smite the Monstrous is removal. Stonehaven Medic gains life, which I guess does something with Sovereign. It's also another 2-drop. Wow. This deck. I think we're going to take the Smite for the sideboard. I already have to make more cuts than I'm comfortable with. Maybe I cut the Spawnbinder. Just have no removal. I don't know about that. Maybe Shoulder to Shoulder has to get the axe, even though it's really, really good. I don't know. We're probably going to have to cut a Saddleback, huh? Void Winnower. Wait. Oh, yeah. Your opponents, they literally can't even. Your opponents can't block with creatures with even converted mana costs. I mean, it's kind of the coolest card in here, but probably want the Castigator because the beats. Because of the beats. Let me see if Void Winnower is worth anything. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say probably not, but why not check, right? It's mythic and all. It's worth 35 cents. Not that impressive. Let's take the Castigator. Tandem Tactics? Probably not. We're going to take the Bridge. I think Tactics is good, though. But since we're actually just going to play Bridge, I'm going to take it. Just all the Retreat to Emeria's. Just this deck is absolutely insane. I've never had this many 4-drops, though. That's the real issue. I could play mono white pretty easily. I don't need any of this. I mean, Scout, I guess, works well with all of the support. My god. I have no idea how I'm going to build this deck. Mantis for sideboard because of the reach, I guess. I don't know. Lookout because we have infinite creatures. Steward with War Cleric is pretty bonkers, though. Lookout's going to be better with, like, Brood Monitor in the reinforcements, in the retreats. Steward's good with War Cleric, Sovereign, and it's cheap, but they're both cheap. I'm going to take the Lookout. I feel like it's got higher upside. This deck is unbelievable. I'm going to take the Cub over the Eyeless Watcher, even though Watcher is insane in here too. I'd really like to see what my opponent's decks are because, well, I mean, even though we have infinite playables and they're all good, obviously our curve is not going to work, so we're going to have to figure that out. But on top of that, it's not like we have any removal. Our removal is awful. So we have barely any removal. We have like one Isolation Zone, a Smite, the Monstrous, and a Searing Light that aren't even in the deck. I have to make so many cuts. We might just straight up be off Saddleback Lagak. Like, I could just play mono white, but that's not going to happen with Warcaller. My God. All right, Watcher's gone. I think Spawnbinder's gone, but it does tap things down, so I kind of want it. I really want triple allied reinforcements, I think, but maybe I don't. Let's cut the Raptor, I think, even though it flies. I definitely want Brood Monitor with Lookout and double retreat to Emeria. We're definitely 18 lands now, too, like I said, so even Embodiment's looking less exciting in this deck, but I gotta keep that. Let's cut the Cub main deck. That's not going to happen. We're going to keep the Lookout, though. Could cut the Spider. Griffin's gone. I have to make 7 more cuts. That's not going to be easy. Well, what's in for sure? I kind of want all of these allied reinforcements, but maybe I can cut one. Maybe we cut 1 reinforcements, 1 Lagak. I like Shoulder to Shoulder less in this deck, even though it's really good still. I like it less in this deck because we're going to be running 18 lands. I mean, we just have so many creatures to play it, though. Could be off the Castigators, but we can... Maybe we play Beatdown? If we play Beatdown, what do I cut? It just... I need to figure out... Do we want to be... If we want to be the survive and win deck, then... Maybe we're off the Castigators, but it just seems like a mistake to cut them. But it's not like we have a lack of allies. Maybe we do cut the Embodiment. It's not like it's that good, right? Am I missing something? It's okay. Is there any way to make this deck 17 lands? I think if I cut Embodiment... Maybe I want to cut Spider? Just because it's not an ally? 8 4-drops. Why so many? They're all good. Like, look at our 4-drops. I think I'm cutting Spider. This is... Might be cutting Shoulder to Shoulder. I know it seems absurd, but... This deck is absurd. Maybe I do cut one of the Castigators. I want all my Aeronauts. I think I like them more. This deck has so many creatures in it. Allied reinforcements count too. Alright, let's cut a Castigator. Maybe I cut one more Saddleback. I think I like the reinforcements more with the Warcaller synergy. I could theoretically cut all Saddlebacks. God, we could build mono white so easily, but with the Druid Warcaller, it just seems so foolish. I think I like the Spawnbinder more just because I'm so removal light. Like, I want the Spawnbinder because I'm always going to have an ally. Like, I'm so... How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 14 allies. Like, we're always going to have an ally for Spawnbinder. So between Spawnbinder and Isolation Zone, we have no removal spells, which really makes Spawnbinder important in my mind. Our late game plan is out of control good. Warcaller, Sovereign, Worldbreaker, War Cleric, Auxiliary. We have all of these, like, things we can do. I definitely want to cut a 4-drop. I'm thinking I cut 2 Saddlebacks, which just seems insane since the card is so strong, but this makes our curve look better. And I think it lets us get away with 17 lands. I really do. Like 1 7-drop, 2 6-drops, 1 5-drop, and 7 4-drops is a bit excessive, but it still means... I guess 12 cards in our deck are 3 or less mana. I really, like I said, I really don't like running... I don't like running 18 land green-white decks, but double retreat to Emeria might make that a little bit more realistic, maybe. I guess we also have a Hedron Crawler, which I definitely want in this deck with that many 4-drops. I could cut the shoulder to shoulder and go up to 18 lands, I think. I love this card. We have 19 creatures currently if you include the allied reinforcements. We have no card draw, which really makes... No card draw makes the 18 land plan a lot more sketchy, but then again, I mean, we have Auxiliary, we've got double retreat. And I guess we have Worldbreaker, technically, which wants you to sacrifice your lands as well. Alright, let's cut the shoulder to shoulder. Let's go 18 lands, I think. With double retreat and Auxiliary. And Worldbreaker. See if we can't make it happen. We're going for a more late game plan deck now instead of the beatdown version. But, oh, and we have Cliffside Lookout. Like, we have so many mana sinks. Lookout, Auxiliary, Worldbreaker, retreats are land sinks at least. Yeah. Yeah. This deck is something. This deck probably is in B territory without any removal, so I almost want to give this deck a... Problem is it's not busted because it doesn't have a lot of removal, but it has like all of the best cards in white. We have a lot of double green though, so our mana base is going to be a little bit hurt because of that, but not too badly. If I do this, we have like 9.5 white and 7.5 green. I think we're going to have to do the 7.5 green for all these double green spells. We mostly require 1 white, so that shouldn't be a big problem. Yeah, I'm going to give this deck a B for sure. And I think it gets a pretty decent B, maybe. Probably like a 84%. I mean, Warcaller's busted in this deck. Double retreat. I don't even know if I've ever had that. Lookout. All these little creatures, tokens. Like, our late game plan is just super stacked. So, yeah, I'll give this deck an 84%. Looks like a lot of fun. So, we'll run it like this. We'll see you around one.